Obviously, we had one last night of our game against Liverpool, which obviously, unfortunately, ended in a defeat for us. But we're back with another live stream. Obviously, transfer deadline day were about 2 hours and 15 minutes left of the transfer of the deadline day, bringing all the news for about 30-45 minutes on the channel. To say that Carlos Vinicius to Fulham is very, very close. Fulham are close to agreeing a deal for Carlos Vinicius. No idea who he is, so don't ask me who he is, but let me know in the comments down below your club and who you want your club to sign in the remaining hours of the deadline. Looks like there'll be no signing for Newcastle, but we have had a lot of outgoings. Dubravka, Longstaff and Kel Watts and Lucas de Ball have all left the club on loan for the season. Some have been, I think one or two was just a half thing. Hey mate, yeah, I've watched a couple of your videos. I'd like to hope that we won't go down, but you never really know. Obviously, we've not had the best of starts, but I think once we get a win, which I think could be this weekend, I think we'll be on a roll, and I think we will start picking up a lot more wins. United are 1-0 up with a Jadon Sancho goal. I generally think Leicester could possibly go down, but I was going to run you through. I hope so. I hope we do. After a long couple of years not being in the National League, I would like to think we'd stay longer than 1 year. Forest probably had the best window, I'd imagine. People's in out of everyone. Sergio Dest from Barcelona has went to AC Milan. I think that's a good signing for them. I think he's a good player. He's got a very bright future. I think he's quite young. I think he's like 22, 23. So that's a young signing. Good one for them. Leicester. Hang on, let's have a look through Sky. Bellerin has signed a 1-year deal with Barcelona. Thought on that. 1-year deal. I'm assuming that's probably just because of his age, how young he is. Douglas Luiz has signed for Arsenal. No, Arsenal prepared to pay 25 million for Douglas Luiz, which is probably because Villa have signed Dendonka. That'll probably be the reason why. Arthur, hello mate, how you doing? Hope you're alright. How you doing? Arthur is going to Liverpool. I think he'll do well for them. I think he's obviously Brazilian. He's played for Juventus. I think he had a couple of injuries, so definitely probably being out, which missed his opportunity to show what he can do at the club. Possibly the reason why he is going out on that. I think he's leaving. Let's see. Rangers are to receive 15% of Gilmore's fee for what Brighton are paying for Chelsea for Billy Gilmore. Let me know who you support in the comments and who you want your club to sign in the remaining 2 hours of the transfer window. Dendonka has officially signed for Aston Villa, which is why Arsenal are looking at probably going to push to the deadline for Douglas Luiz. Let's see. Hello Adam mate, how you doing? Hope you're alright mate. West Brom have signed Martin Kelly. I do not know who from, but I don't even know who he is. I've never heard of him. But that is who they are signing. Let me know who you all support, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll try and answer as many as possible. Let's have a look. Let's go on Sky here. I'm going to Twitter. don't think Newcastle will be making any more signings in the transfer window. Obviously, Bravka has left the club to Manchester United. That's for me personally, I'm gutted about that. Obviously, in when we're going to progress and become and buy them top players, obviously players that have been fan favourites for such a long time, you will obviously lose and they won't be at the club anymore. Plenty of big ones are bubbling away nicely. We'll get back to them very shortly, but it's half time in the Football Alive Premier League. Half time in the Manchester United game. Manchester United leading by a goal to nil thanks to Jadon Sancho midway through that first half. Some boos there from the home fans, Michael. Yeah, that was just I think Leicester fans will be very frustrated. Obviously, they've not won a game. They're bottom of the league. They're losing to Manchester United at half time. I don't think they will be happy with it, very happy with it. That's the reason. Not in that performance. It's been comfortable for Manchester United, but Leicester's performance hasn't deserved for keeping the ball, the boos in mind. Jan Benderek is having a medical at Aston Villa, which is the reason why Newcastle will not be getting an under-21 Scottish player from West Ham. But still, I guess penny for the thoughts of Brendan Rodgers. You know, he's seen all the clubs that traditionally around, top half of the table, strengthening this summer. How do you think he's feeling right now? Because they haven't.
No, they haven't, and I feel for him. At the end of last season, I thought, are they going to bring more players in? I think Brendan Rodgers was sort of thinking that bit of a freshen up.
I think if Leicester, this transfer window, if there was maybe another week, obviously they've lost Fofana to Chelsea. If they were to lose Maddison and Tielemans, or lose both, I think Leicester would be in deep trouble. Obviously, they've had a horrendous start. I don't know if I can see it even getting any. Obviously, it definitely will get better. They will not. They could go down, but I don't think they will go down. I think Rodgers could end up getting sacked at some point during the during the season. I think he could possibly get sacked. I don't think he gets sacked straight away, but I definitely think he could get sacked. Everton have re-signed Idrissa Gana Gueye from Paris Saint-Germain on a 2-year contract. Fulham have signed Willian, the ex-Chelsea Brazilian midfielder, after his departure from a club. Milan, an interview coming in from Milan. What can you tell us about Zakaria? It's going to be Zakaria from Juventus.
Yes, I think so. Zakaria is the right pronunciation.
Alright, you got to say his name right.
In Turin and in J Medical, when usually the new signing of Juventus come to do the medicals, and
let's have a look. Who's this?
In Turin to leave for Chelsea, and he finished, I think, 1 hour ago, 40 minutes ago. So
he probably could be going to Chelsea. How's Zakaria?
Sign the contracts.
Yes, I'm sure he's only just went. Let me know who you want your club to sign in the remaining hours of the transfer window, and also rate your clubs. Let me know who you support. Put a club in the comments, and I'll rate their transfer window out of 10, and maybe where they could strengthen in January. Keith Downey on 150 million spent by Newcastle United this transfer window. Sky Sports on Twitter. Liverpool have signed offer from Juventus. Oh wait, I don't know. Sorry, I thought that was a signing, but no. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang 28 minutes ago arrived in London for his medical for Chelsea. Anything else new? Dubravka obviously went to Manchester United. Dan James is undergoing a medical at Fulham. His career, he's a young player, and he's just, as he went United, he went Leeds. Now he could be on the move again. He's not had since United. He's not had a great transfer window. Let's have a look. Jan Benderek is understood to have a medical for Aston Villa.
It can be a
I
good
think
sign.
that's from Southampton, I'm sure it is. And the Forest are set to sign Rennes defender like Bade. I think that's a French side, I think he's from there. Nottingham Forest are close to completing a deal for Blackpool
The
winger.
deal is off, yes, it's correct.
About 20 signings or something. Forest have just splashed the class. Financial fair play and everything, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Atalanta was not so sure to let him go. So, yes, there was a day of phone calls between Leicester and Atalanta and the player, but at the end they decided not to let the player go, even if the player now is not even in the bench.
How is everybody doing? Hope you're all doing alright. Nearly remaining 2 hours of the transfer window. I think it'll be obviously definitely going to be a quiet one for Newcastle. I don't see any more signings or anything like that coming into the club. Let me know who you want your club to sign in the comments, and if you have any questions, I will answer them as best as I can.
Dennis Pratt will stay and will remain in Leicester. And the other deal of the last minutes in Italy, but off now, was Olaina to West Ham. West Ham offered to Turin for Olaina.
West Ham offered Torino a player, but doesn't look like that will. Think their window is shut.
And wanted to have a substitute before saying yes to West Ham, so the deal collapsed.
And Luca, thank you as always for bringing us up to date with events in Italy. We appreciate it. Gianluca Di Marzio there live in Milan on Sky Sports News tonight. Right, some breaking news to bring you.
Breaking news.
Number 20 could be coming in at Nottingham Forest.
Not number 20 for Nottingham Forest.
Track a bit this summer. They're in talks with Chelsea over a potential deal for striker Michy Batshuayi.
What? Michy Batshuayi? You taking the mick? He's rubbish, him, like. Really? Michy leaving in a bit of experience, maybe? Forest. Michy Batshuayi. Weird one for in my opinion.
It's remarkable. It really, really is. And that's why when I heard that earlier, I was thinking, wow, you've brought Anawani, Emmanuel Dennis. You've already got Sam Surridge in the building.
I think Arsenal are going to end their pursuit apparently for what's his name? Douglas Luiz.
Where do you play them all? How do you keep them all happy?
Forest had a great window, absolutely great window. Obviously, they're going to make 20. I think it's probably like 22 signings by the end of the transfer window.
We will keep an eye on that one. Michy Batshuayi, Chelsea, and
Could be a lot more deals announced. Aubameyang, Arthur. I think Arthur's already been announced, but it can't. Obviously, Anthony has went to Manchester United. That was announced earlier in the day. Aubameyang is on the move, obviously, as we said before, to Chelsea.
Back in London, having his medical at Chelsea.
I honestly think Leicester could end up going down. I think if Leicester aren't to recruit at all in January, I generally think Leicester could end up going down. Personally, in my opinion, I generally think that Leicester could go down if they aren't to have a good window. Last night was absolutely heartbreaking when we conceded. What can we do though? Obviously, I think to some extent you're right to add the minutes on, if you know what I mean. Like, if a player goes down for 2 minutes, right, you add the 2 minutes on. But the time he scored, it was 98. That's 3 added minutes. He's not went down for 3 minutes. He was down for 2. Do you know what I mean? Just he's added too much on in my opinion. But move on to Palace at the weekend, which I do think we will pick up a win. I will be at that game, so we'll have a match day vlog on the channel, and then the following 2 weeks will be with Gateshead. Obviously, I'll be going Chesterfield away on the 10th, and then Bournemouth at home on the 17th of September. Let me know what everyone's thoughts on there. I'm back. No worries, mate. No worries at all, mate. I appreciate the support, mate. It means a lot. Adam, what would you rate Newcastle's transfer window out of 10? Are you happy with it, mate? Or
The drums as a hobby. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. And Indeed CV helps you personalise your job search. And even helps the right job find you. I see you're willing to relocate for work? Yes. Our pets help us feel better, happier.
Gateshead have signed a centre back from on loan from Hull City. A very pretty good signing for us. Good to get another centre back in the club. Obviously, I think we lack in that position a lot, so it's good to get a centre back in the club. What is that? Oh, how's everybody doing? Is everyone all right? Let in the comments. I'm going. Let me know your who you support and how you rate your transfer window. I am going to put a poll. Now it's 10 we played a bit small, but annoyed me. It's not quite. I totally agree with that, mate. I think everyone we've signed is for the right reasons, but it obviously is annoying to miss out on Paqueta, which has been linked with him for so long. Obviously, he's had a great connection with Bruno. I don't know how well his connection with Joe Linton was, but I'm definitely sure them three would have made a great connection. It would have been a great thing to see. But yeah, but I totally agree. I think we've brought in the players that we need to bring in. It's not like, right, we're to sign him, because we've got loads of money. We've signed the right players, so I totally agree with that, mate.
You know that feeling? When you're out of data, you're out of control. But not with EE. With Stay Connected data, you can keep using essential apps like WhatsApp and Maps, even when you've run out. Count on EE to make your
Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to this channel. All support is massively appreciated. United are 1-0 up. I think that is half time in the game. So Leicester trail them once again. Leicester have had a horrendous start in my opinion. Definitely think Rodgers could get sacked at some point. Leicester, if they were to lose Tielemans or Madison, I definitely think Leicester would look very weak. Ooh, Man United v Arsenal on Sunday. What a game. That'd be a great game to watch. Could do a live stream for that. If anyone wants to see that, let me know. We could try and get that sorted. Fulham have signed Kazawa, I think I did who it is, on loan from PSG. That's a good sign in my opinion. Obviously, you come with a lot of experience. So yeah, I think that's a good sign. Is the can we do pause? Is that it? Is Zachariah going to Chelsea? That came on Sky Sports a couple minutes, like about half an hour ago. There was a reporter from Italy. He was saying that he left about an hour ago. In the thing, I am not sure. I don't think I'm positive that that will happen, but stick around, mate, and I will try and find out more news on that for you, mate. Southampton have signed Ainsley Maitland-Niles from Arsenal. Good signing that. Glad, because I'm sure Newcastle will him. I'm glad we didn't get him. Yes, me, I'm a Newcastle fan. Who do you support, mate? You a Chelsea fan or you support Newcastle as well?
It's Anthony, the Brazil forward. We'll hear from him.
Transfer.
Jurgen Klopp called for midfield reinforcements at Liverpool, and it looks like he has got his wish. Very latest.
Liverpool. New Liverpool fan. Hope you did you enjoy the result last night? Obviously, probably done it in the best circumstances for you, obviously for celebrating it. Did you enjoy it, mate?
Well, we start with the very latest on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He was a big story in January on the final day. He's a big story today on the final day as well. He has arrived in London
Aubameyang has arrived in London for his medical.
Now to Gary Cotterill, who was the man who met him as he arrived there. Gary, we saw those pictures of you and Mr. Aubameyang's minders. What can you tell us?
Been an exciting, long, dramatic day, hasn't it, for lots of people on this deadline day, as it always is, and of course included in that is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. His movements today. Well,
Thank you, Adam, mate. No worries. Hope you take care, mate.
By colleagues of mine who follow his
I was sat next to a kid and his dad who were crack. Good, mate. Which stand were you sat in? Were you cop or something like that?
And then he popped to the training ground.
Oh, were you in the Newcastle end or were they in the Liverpool end?
The rest of the team were training this afternoon. Of course, the staff are there as well. He went to say goodbye and get his stuff, and then went to the airport for the short flight, relatively short flight, over to London. And then from London, he got in a people carrier and came here to this clinic to have the medical. Now, he was due here at 7 o'clock. He actually arrived here at 8 o'clock.
Nice one. Is that, do you mean the cop? Is that the cop you want about there, mate? Just to clarify.
Could blame him for his timekeeping on this occasion because there was bad traffic, and then when the driver did arrive, he didn't know where to go. This clinic has an underground car park, but he tried to get in the out ramp, and the barrier wouldn't open. So in the end, after driving around a couple of times, he gave up, and that's why Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang had that 10-15 metre walk into the front door, and that's when we tried to have a word with him, despite the best efforts of his security guard.
Chelsea on loan with option to buy. We know
All right, mate.
will be around 30 million.
Yeah, Pierre, welcome back to London.
Till the end
Looking forward to the challenge.
deadline.
Just listen to something about Zakaria as you were on about there, mate. It looks like he could be.
With Thomas Tuchel as well.
Oh, right, okay, mate. Apologies, that's my bad, not knowing Brianfield that well. It looks like Zakaria could have tied his medical and signed all the paperwork before the deadline. That I think that'd be a very good signing for Chelsea. I think he's definitely young, but I think that'd be a good centre mid for Chelsea. Shame that probably wasn't done earlier in the window because I think Chelsea were only going to sell. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now, mate. I think Chelsea would only sell like Gallagher or someone like that. Who Gallagher probably get more first team game time than Gilmore. That's why Gilmore's been allowed to leave. To who is it? I think it he went to Brighton. Sorry, yeah, Brighton. I think if Chelsea had got Zakaria earlier in the window, we would have been able to probably push for Conor Gallagher. But it doesn't look like Gallagher will probably come to us. I think it'll be a quiet one for Newcastle. Different to when we, like the last deadline day, obviously in the January one, we had a very busy one in my opinion.
In the door at Chelsea tonight. Let's get straight back to Gianluca Di Marzio in Milan. We spoke to
Here we go, mate. Here we go. Something on Zakaria now.
Dennis Zakaria, what's the latest you can tell us? Gianluca, hello again.
Hello, just an update because Chelsea and Juventus have just exchanged documents and contracts about Zakaria. So now it's really done and we only have to wait the official announcement. So contracts exchanged between the two clubs, medicals was okay, and so Zakaria will be a Chelsea player, loan with option to buy 30 million of pounds.
Right, there we are, mate. Sky reporter in Italy has said that all the documents have been swapped between the two clubs and confirmation that that Zakaria will be medical all right. Zakaria will probably be a Chelsea player with an on loan with an obligation to buy. I think it was about £30 million from a sign, and about offer. I think he has. I'm sure he has. I can follow that one up for you, mate. Though I'll follow it up for you now, mate.
And you thought he was going to do well, but he had a good loan spell a couple of seasons back at West Brom. He knows the Premier League. He's a good player.
Let me have a look. Let me have a
Played
look.
few games, but I like him. He can play
Sky
full
reported
he can play midfield.
about
I
40
think
minutes
he's a
ago
good
that
signing for
Liverpool have
Southampton. I hope he
signed
gets the game time because
him.
he's had huge
So
potential years
good
now.
fit.
He's never somebody
It looks like you have
that's
signed
but
your man.
I hope he
You've
does
got a
well.
centre midfielder in, Liverpool fans. Let me know, Liverpool fans, in the comments your thoughts on that. How you all feeling on Arthur. If any Chelsea fans are also in here, let me know your thoughts on Zakaria coming. Choose on loan with also an obligation to buy and how well you think you'll do for you. So
Rangers with Boydie would know. So they've got some good players and they've got Ward-Prowse. He's the one, the standout player. So yeah, I think Southampton will do well this season. They won't struggle like many thought anyway, Jules.
That is Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who's in on loan at Southampton.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles has agreed a deal and is now signed officially on loan to Southampton.
Still looking for their first win of the season at half time. Oh, says Clinton, he's not meant to be watching, but he is. Michael is the man watching.
There's a chance being chance for Manchester United. Oh wait, no, sorry, free kick for Leicester.
Manchester United have been a better team and Leicester have sat in and counter-attacked, and it's Martinez. Three of the back four for Manchester United are now on yellow cards, and Malacia and Martinez has
Martin
just got Dewsbury Hall.
Paying nothing of that. Martin Dubravka already supporting the boys on Instagram. Oh mate, I'm gonna miss him. He's been a great player for us all the time he was at the club. Absolutely sensational.
This one he whipped it over it. De Gea's full length. Good save.
Good save by De Gea. Dubravka will have his work cut out trying to get in the team over him.
They'll be disappointed. They give the ball away in the final third and Leicester counter-attack, and that's what Leicester have to do with the pace that they've got in Jamie Vardy, because they have not created anything really from open play. Two little bits of magic from James Maddison and then one from Harvey Barnes.
James Maddison, I think if him and Tielemans, or one of them, I think if one of them were to leave, Leicester would be in a bit more trouble. But I think if both of them were to leave Leicester, I think they've been deep trouble. I think they are Leicester's key players. That's very good because I forgot those dots. Dubravka just started the majority of the time. Darlow played last season. Obviously, Dubravka was injured at the start, so I think Darlow came in, played the majority of the first 10, 12 games, I think it was. Then Dubravka obviously gained his role, gained the number one, played number one for the majority of basically the whole of that season. Obviously we've signed Nick Pope, and that's Nick Pope has been solid since he came in. I think he's been a very good sign in the window for us. Cross too high from Leicester City.
Good players. I think it's just the size of the squad. Players going out the door and none coming in.
Michael, thanks very much for now. Well, before kick-off in that game, Manchester United made the Brazil winger Anthony the most expensive.
I'm glad Newcastle do well if they get Europe. I totally agree on that, and I think if we keep on going, we've played really well against the top two sides in the league, possibly the two best sides in the world of City and Liverpool. We could have had drawn both. We've took the game to them both every time we've played them. I definitely think that we could push for Europe. I'd love to push for Europe. You'd like to think we could push for Europe, but you never know. I'd like to think we could. I think the best we'd get would probably be Conference League. I think that's what best we could achieve. But you know, I'd love to get Europa League, or I'd love to get they won't get Champions League this season, but love to push on and try and get that.
United have also signed goalkeeper Martin Dubravka on loan from Newcastle. They've agreed to pay £2 million for that loan, and then a further £6 million if he plays enough games to trigger a permanent transfer.
How does it feel to be able to call yourself a Manchester United player?
Thank you so much, and it's very exciting to happen. It's a massive step in my career again.
It's absolutely pain looking at them.
When did you become aware that the move might
Bottom
be on?
three predictions. That's a good one, mate. I like that one. Good one. That's a good topic. I reckon. I don't want to say Fulham will go down because they've had I think they've had a good start. I reckon Bournemouth will go down.
Attracted you to this move at this stage?
Even though that obviously they bring a new manager bounce. I still feel that Bournemouth will go down. I reckon Leicester could possibly go down. If you tell me in January that they'd have lost Tielemans or Madison or both somehow, then I'd say that they will go down. And I think, who else?
Yeah, I think it's more confirmation now that he is not going to go to Leeds United.
I don't know who else.
Their owner, Andreas Radrazani, was tweeting earlier, telling the Leeds United fans, let's welcome Bamba Dieng, let's work on Cody Gakpo. I don't think they're getting either. And he's now tweeted once more, basically confirming that they won't be getting him. He says, part of the madness of deadline day, we have been screwed up. It happens even to the best ones. We've done it at a great market, planned and executed our targets at a very early stage. Keep going with the muscle bicep emoji, which I know you love to use, Bella. So it does look like he is going to Nice. There was a £10 million plus deal.
Langley or Monty Fahid, number one goalkeeper. Good question for you. Right, I want to clear this up because everyone's been slating Langley, which I think is a little bit harsh. But for me, right, Langley is a young keeper. I've stated it myself, but he's a young keeper. He's never played in this league. He's finding his feet. I think the way the debut he went, and the way he had it, it just shows that it's just made his start even worse. I reckon if he had a great start, maybe said keep a clean sheet, made some loads of saves, then you'd be like, yes, great keeper, so well. But the fact that what he'd done and how his debut did go isn't the best for them. But yeah, I think Monty's got bags of experience, you know what I mean? Like tons and tons of experience. At the weekend, I still think he'll stick with Langley. I don't think he'd. I think he. If. I can't see Mike and Buster. I don't see Mike dropping a young keeper. I don't know though, because I could if I was saying I would possibly drop him. But I don't know. It's a tough one. Both great keepers. I'll say personally. I don't even know, me. Theo, who would you choose, mate? Who would you choose? But if you're asking from Mike and Buster's perspective, I would go Langley. That's who they choose.
There we go. That's the very latest on a few stories and some breaking news there from Thomas regarding Perez and Diaz as well. Just to let you know that Casemiro is about to come on for Manchester United.
Casemiro is coming onto the pitch for Manchester United.
Speaking of midfielders, Jurgen Klopp has a new one of his own. Full details when we cross live to Anfield next.
After the break, Sky Sports will be going to Anfield, so I'll be able to bring all the views that are latest on offer and all the details of his transfer. United are still 1-0 up as it stands. Let me just check. Yeah, in about an hour played, Anthony Langas went off for Casemiro.
Let's do the same for them with Frontline Plus.
Sancho with the goal for Manchester United. Anyone, let me know who you support in the comments, how you think your transfer window has went. Any questions in the comments, keep them coming. Love to answer and see all of what everyone's got to say. Would go Langley, get him some experience. Yeah, I agree. And on that experience bit, I definitely think he needs some experience as well. I think he's a young keeper. I definitely think he could do with experience. But as I said, I don't see him dropping. I just don't see Mike. Mike's not a person to drop a young player. I don't think he's really being a goalkeeper. I don't see him being dropped. But yeah. Let me know in the comments any more questions. Keep them coming. So yeah.
Smell and feel irresistibly fresh.
I don't think Langley probably needs some more experience.
Gusto, give it some.
At Simba, we've re-engineered the mattress. With 10 new
Busy deadline day for everyone except Newcastle United. I wish Newcastle would be signing someone on transfer deadline day. That doesn't look like the case. Looks like it'd be a quiet end to the transfer window for us. Let me know who you will support and and I will try and let me know if you want me to rate your club transfer window. Let me have a look. Really keep or sell if you could use form or if you were to sell which would you replace by. Right, well, that's a question. That's a good one. Jack, mate, I'd love to hope we are going to get Gallagher. I think the fact Zachariah has gone, we could a late push with an hour to go and about an hour and a half to go. We could push for Conor Gallagher, and mate, I'd love that happen. I would bat you from minute one. I will get back to that one about Gateshead. This bloke has got to Anfield, so I'm just going to lay us on offer for all use.
Around about 10 o'clock this morning, flew into Blackpool, was brought to Merseyside for his medical, and he's been inside Liverpool's training HQ. Just formalising.
No thanks.
So we can give you the breaking news, of course, that we brought to you around about an hour ago as well. The fact that Arthur has signed that contract with Liverpool, and the detail behind that deal is as follows. It will be a season-long loan with no options. The wages will be split between the two clubs, with Liverpool paying the majority of those wages. 3 other clubs wanted Arthur as well. He was only going to go to Liverpool, though, once he knew of their interest. He wants to play at the highest level. Of course, he wants to guarantee his place as far as possible in the Brazil World Cup squad. He has been in the Brazil preliminary 30-man squad list. No formal announcement from Liverpool as yet, but Jurgen Klopp bringing in much-needed reinforcement in their one piece of business in terms of incoming on this transfer deadline.
Basically all on offer. It is just a loan. No, I don't think there's any obligation to buy. 3 clubs were interested in the player, but obviously he chose what's his name? Chose Liverpool. Right, okay, about Greg. He is, last season he was absolutely amazing, probably top 5 best of our best 5 players. I still think he definitely is a good player.
Just in front of the back 4, he's had 3 touches here, and I said, 2 passes were easy. The third one he goes past one, and then it's
about Greg. Greg is a good player. Last season obviously he played better than he has started. I wouldn't sell him though. I think he's our club captain, and to drop in, I think he just had a bad start. Obviously first 6 games, at the beginning it will be our 7th game of the season, and I think he'll just turn it around. He will come around and be as good as was last season. But to finish that season and then go straight into that is definitely a big ask. But he's definitely a good player, and I wouldn't sell him, mate, but I totally agree he's good enough. Need to get another midfielder player, in my opinion. Need a player like Bruno and defend that because we are conceding, but also scoring. Yeah, mate, I totally agree on that one as well. About that, we aren't scoring that many goals. We are creating chances. We're not dominating game, but we are having the majority of possession. We aren't taking a chance. If you know what I mean, like we aren't taking our chances. We've got Owen Bailey, who is our defensive type of midfielder, and then you've got because he's seen loads of injuries. I'll come at that one, but about Jack's question there, Jack's thing, we've got Owen Bailey, Dan Ward, Greg Ollie, Jarvis, who is injured. That new Owen player that we signed, he can be a midfielder as well. But you know we've got a lot of midfielders, but we've picked up a lot of injuries, so obviously not great when we pick up injuries. So yeah, I definitely think once we get a win, we're on a roll. Yeah, Theo, I totally agree. I'd like to see Jarvis play at the weekend. I don't think Mike will bring him straight in the start 11 if he's available to play, but I'd definitely like to see him get introduced. About our injuries is horrendous, by the way. We've been absolutely done over by injuries. We've signed Dan Jarvis, Aaron Martin, who else was signed? Ethan Pye. Story's been injured, he's now been suspended. So Gateshead have brought in a signing from Hull City. It's a I think he's a centre back, so it's good to bring in a centre back. Definitely think we need some more experience. For the Palace game, I will be at that game, so there'll be a match day vlog. Subscribe and put notifications on so you don't miss that game. My prediction though will be 2-1 Newcastle. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I definitely would like to see we try and take the game as much as to Palace. I'd like to see we try and dominate the majority of it. Palace are a good side. They'll definitely come in with a big intent. They definitely want to win the game as everyone does in the Premier League, but they'll definitely want to push and try and get the win. But yeah, I think I'll go for 2-1 Newcastle. Hopefully I'm right. Fingers crossed.
We know your allegiance.
Idrissa Gana Gueye has re-signed for Everton, a 2-year deal. That is, Everton fans will be very happy with that. I think he was a fan favourite when he was at the club first time round. What do you think of Isak as a striker? I think he is very good. I've not saw much of him, but when you watched him last night, and he had 3 shots, right? 2 of them on target. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but he had 3 shots, 2 on target, right? One he was a bit leaning backwards, so it went straight in the crowd. But one he hit the other 2, right? He scored one, slotted so calm. The second one, which was offside, which looking at pictures does look like could possibly be offside. I saw something saying that Eddie asked about that being not standing, and that they went off the shadow of the players, which I think is ridiculous if that's true. I'll answer that in a second, mate. I will answer that. But he's one that was offside. He took it so well. He done a defender or something like that. He took around the player and just slotted in again, high into the back of the net. I definitely think he'll start again the weekend. I think he could possibly add to his goal tallies. I definitely think he'll be a very good player for us in the future, and I think he'll do well this season. But let me know who you would play in the comments. Would you play Callum Wilson or would you play Alexander Isak, our new number 14 for Newcastle when Wilson is fit? I've said it to a lot of people now, but based on Newcastle's transfer window, I am happy with it. It's just, I think people probably expect us to sign more, spend more, but we've made signings that we need to sign. We've not splashed the cash or anything like that. We've not done something stupid. We've made the signings that we need to sign. Everyone that we've signed is needed. It's a sensible signing. There's nothing daft, which I think clubs, when they have a takeover, maybe such as City and Chelsea, when they've had their takeovers, they've probably made rush decisions and signed the wrong players. But I think everyone we signed this summer transfer window and January, we've signed the right players. You look at Trippier, Burn and Target, 3 Premier League experienced players in the January transfer window, and Bruno, that player, get you off your seat, get you excited. He's fans' favourite already. He's only been here for half a season. This transfer window, we have signed. Who we signed?
I will never stop worrying you. That's what we do as Evertonians. Just finally, so let's review
this window we've signed Botman, centre back. I think that's a great signing. I think that was a statement signing of, look, we're not messing about, we're going to sign someone. Who else was it? Isak, that was another statement signing. That was saying we're not messing around, we are going to, and it was done quick. I know behind the scenes it was probably on for ages and ages and a while, but it was done quick of what it looked like. Of what we saw, it was like announced, signed the agreed a deal. Next day, he's flying at Newcastle. The next day, he was agreed, done. You know what I mean? It was that quick. It was so quick and done. New, but yeah, I am happy. I think we could sign another player, maybe a centre mid, maybe a youngster. Conor Gallagher would probably be one that I would like to see, but it looks like we're coming into like the final hour of the deadline, hour and a half to go. It looks increasingly unlikely. More any signings, but definitely that one. I've got two questions coming in here, one on my phone and one on the comments. So I'll read the first one on the comments. As a Newcastle fan, we need to know transfer our team is injury prone and we need to get an upside because of the injuries we have and the injuries we will get in the future. I agree. I think we have. Wait, yeah. Are you on about Newcastle there, mate? Just to double check. Are you on about Newcastle there, Jack? Just let me know if you are on about Newcastle just before I answer, just before I talk about that one, mate. Before we get on, before Jack tells me about Newcastle, right, okay, Newcastle. Right, so I agree. I think we have got a lot of injuries. I think Trippier. I think when you come to the end of your career, you get older. I think you will pick up more injuries. So I think obviously Trippier's picked up an injury, hasn't he? Well, Trippier took a knock. Bruno's obviously Alisson, Bruno, Maxi, Wilson's out. Wilson is injury prone, which I think Isaac is a very good sign for. Because if you ever want to like change it up, if you know what I mean, and switch it up, I think we will. But I like to think that Eddie won't do is he won't play them together. He's playing one the other, but if he does choose Wilson over Isaac, you've got a great backup striker. We're not backup, but when Wilson gets injured, you've got a great striker if Isaac. One of that player is without sounding. Is that the one with the ponytail, mate? I think with like his back to the camera. Let me know if that's what you're on about, mate. Which one do you think is just Just received a question on my phone. Which club do you think needs some last minute transfer business? I think Villa could. There was an example on there. I think Villa could be a one with Stevie being under pressure. I think the board should look at it and think, look, our manager is under pressure. He's getting a bit of stick. We need to back him a bit here. And I think obviously the same thing but Stevie is under a bit of pressure with the start they've had. But I think a couple of other clubs, I'm trying to think who else could make a few small signs. I think Bournemouth, they could make a new signs. Obviously they've signed Tavernier and Ryan Frederick. Say, Howie, if you want to stay in the Premier League, are they really going to be two players that are going to keep you in the Prem? You know what I mean, Howie? I definitely think that they probably need to sign a couple more players. So I think if they are going to sign someone, that will be who they sign. But yeah, I think that could be. I think Villa and Bournemouth are two clubs that should have been looking a week, 2 weeks ago of looking right. Who are we going to get in to make sure we do well? I look at the back of his hair. It doesn't give much away, but I was talking to my dad before, and I was saying, if you sign in the National League, obviously last season in the National League North, we had like 7 or 6 games to go, and we signed Conor Malley. Is that does the National League work the way the Premier League and League 1, League 2 and all that works, mate, or not? Because if he does, I don't think it'll be announced tonight, and I think it'll be announced like tomorrow or something. But if it works like that, then he would have probably been announced in the next half an hour or something, mate. But yeah, I'm not sure who it could be. Could be a few people. Do you think Doug Luiz wanting to go to Arsenal after he scored the corner and didn't celebrate? Well, I didn't watch the Arsenal game, and I haven't seen highlights of it because of obviously our Newcastle's game was on. But yeah, I think that could be a sign of Doug Luiz saying he wanted to go. Obviously, he must have seen the interest before and thought, I'd like to go there. I think Arsenal have got a great project going. If you've looked who they've brought in this window, they've made some good signings in my opinion. But yeah, I definitely think he could have wanted to go there in my opinion. But I don't see why I think but Arsenal definitely missed out on him now. I think an hour and a half to go. I definitely think they've missed out. Do you think Wood will go out on loan or will be sold in January if Wilson, Isak stay fit? Right, he was leaving. I think Wood won't leave this transfer window. I think Wood could leave? I think if Eddie gets some more reinforcements, I definitely think I think Wood could leave. Let me know everyone's thoughts on Chris Wood. Do you think, obviously he's not great, but do you people rate him or not? Because I'm not the biggest fan of him, like, so I don't know, I don't rate him, and I would rather have Isak and obviously Wilson over Wood, but if Isak and Wilson were to stay fit all season, I think Wood would probably be allowed to go. But yeah, I think he won't be leaving obviously in January, but we will see how he gets, what happens in the January transfer window. I mean, for his height and everything, I reckon he should win more headers than what he actually wins, if you know what I mean. Like, he barely won a header. He's not as strong as what you'd like him to be. But yeah, we'll see in January. You're allowed to sign loan players in the out of transfer window. Right, well there's if that few of that, I think you are right, probably right, mate. But if that is the case, right, you will be that will probably not be announced tonight. That will probably be announced tomorrow. Make him eligible to play on if that is a loan signing, that will be you'll be eligible to play on Saturday if it's announced on Friday, or you could even be announced on Saturday and you could still be eligible to play. I'm going to put another poll up. I'm going to put everyone's opinions on Chris Wood. It will be up in a couple of minutes. The options that you will have will be either keep or sell in January. Let me know what everyone thinks. Personally, I would sell. Yeah, you're totally right, mate. It could honestly be an academy player, and if that is the case, he will. I think, right, if you wait a couple of days, maybe say till, if it's not announced before the game, wait 3 days, and if it's not announced, then he's definitely an academy player. But I think on Twitter, someone go on the Gateshead thread on the new signing at Gate and put on the admin any more signings. Someone put the picture of that new signing and put admin who is that, and see if you get any responses. Sell, keep. There we go. Everybody get ready. Your poll on Chris Wood is out in 3, 2, 1. It is out. There you go, everybody. Poll is out on Chris Wood. Let me know your opinions on him. The deadline is the same as the Prem, and don't think Newcastle will sign on him, mate. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. I think we won't sign anybody else. We have two votes so far. A split decision between the two. One for sell and one for keep. Let me know what everyone's thoughts is on Chris Wood. Business is, look, there's not many more deals coming through. They're voting just now. I voted keep. I think for that, I could agree on that. I'm just personally not a fan. I think it's a good body to have. Depending on what people think, I definitely think it's good to have a squad player like that. So yeah, we are going into that last hour of the deadline. About 20 minutes until the last deadline of the summer transfer window, and then yeah, last hour of the transfer deadline.
For Fulham. Earlier on, they signed Levin Kurzawa from PSG, the left back, and William, who's been training with them. That one has been announced as well.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. Everybody don't go anywhere. I will be back in 2 minutes. I'm just going to get a drink. Let me know in the comments. Get some more questions in, and when I get back, I will answer them.
Alright, Jules, back to you in the studio for the game.
Better in the transfer trio. Thank you very much indeed. Let's get back to the game that Bella mentioned there at the King Power Stadium. Leicester against Manchester United. There was a point, of course, when we thought that Ronaldo was going to be on his bike this summer. He was on the bus tonight to the King Power, and now he's off the bench, Michael.
Yeah, he's come on for the goal scorer Sancho, and he's playing as a number 9, and Marcus Rashford's gone to the left. Leicester have also made a change. Tielemans, who was very good tonight. Boydie said to me, has he got a pen down his socks? Is he going to go and sign somewhere else? That's not happened by the way. He's come on. They made the change because they're chasing it, and that change come on. So they've gone 2 up top, and he's come out of the midfield. But it's pretty, just looking at the stats, 6 shots each on goal.
Right, everyone back. Any more questions, let me know. There's 80 minutes played in the Man United game, and scores still 1-0 to Manchester United. Freddie, what are you going to do? Do you know Charles, because he's playing for my footy key? I'm going in mate. I know Charlie, but I don't know. Oh wait, actually no, I do know someone called Charles. Yeah, yeah, I know someone called Charles. Is he in year 9 or year 10 or something like that, mate?
But a breakdown in talks with Valencia over Brian Hill's exit and Japhet Tanganga staying put meant it was quiet here. Tottenham will point to the fact they're stronger than they were last season.
Any more questions, just keep them coming in. I will answer as many as possible. Southampton have signed a young player from Manchester City. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because I've not got a chance to pronounce his name.
Paul Gilmore on what is looking like a quiet night for Spurs. Let's bring him in, Michael. Spurs bring you on.
I think going back to that question I had before, Spurs could be another team. Spurs made all their business early on, and they've definitely signed the right players, the players they need, and I think they're doing well.
The first signing in Perisic, 33 years old, done in the summer. I thought that was a sign for me that Antonio's in charge. He's gone out and signed him. Wing back they needed in that position. Then Basuma coming in, and I think, excuse me, I had a shot. Basuma, brilliant signing, 25 million for you. Watch it clear.
Mate,
brilliant. I think with Charlton.
Yeah, so you're going 10, same year. Yeah, I know Charles as he goes to my school.
Son being under pressure. If one of the front three with Kulusevski, Kane, Son don't perform, you've now got Richarlison, who's on the bench coming off.
Chance for either Manchester United or Leicester. The whole studio getting excited while Michael Dawson speaking there. Ooh, over a kick. Clinton is class. I'd love to have the chance to be in that studio. It'd be absolutely class. I'd love it. Any more questions? What happened to Prem predictions? What did happen to Prem predictions? I don't know. We will be I'll probably be looking to get them back up and running soon. I just thought I'd take a break from them. Obviously I'd been away 2 weeks, and it took a bit much of the time during the holidays, so I was just trying to take a break from them. But I'll hopefully be trying to juggle and do them with obviously with school. I try and juggle and do them. try and get some more people on the channels. But if you people do like the Prem prediction, I will try and get them back. Just let me know what everyone's thoughts were on them.
Obviously, Sean, I don't think started the season that great. But you know, when you look at the competition for places there now, they're going to push, push and push and push. The players that have got the shot at this moment in time to the max, and that can only be good.
Forest, apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, has agreed a deal to sign Serge Aurier as a free agent. It depends on visa and then work permit. What on earth is that noise?
Not being disrespectful to Dan James, but with Charleston, they paid over 60 million. It's not getting in at the moment.
Any more questions, everybody? Let me know in the comment section. I'd like to know what everyone is thinking and who anyone would like. Any signings people are thinking about.
It was probably maybe another body that Antonio Conte wanted it, but in this stage of his career, Dan James needs to be playing football week in, week out. You know, Wales, they're going into the World Cup in November. He needs to be played. He does need to be played. So I feel like the move to Fulham will be a
Hello, Ollie, mate. You alright? How you doing, mate?
game plan at Tottenham, and Tottenham's done great business. Maybe I get here a few fans saying
My
maybe
Heat
one-
team
one
for
or two
Saturday:
games
Monty
signed,
Tinks,
but
Richardson,
the business they've done,
Mills,
they have got
Garcia,
Lucas
Bales,
Moura to come
Ollie,
into that
Ord,
squad.
Campbell,
That's the funny thing. Look, they're used to
Harris,
seeing
Subs,
some
Lammy,
clubs do their
Forbes,
business
Magny,
lately
Martin,
when
Blackett.
you get it done early, and they're still getting criticised saying why you don't sign the players right away.
Exactly.
And then you get clubs who usually do it at the end and then a scramble. I mean, over the years, Manchester United usually get their business done. When they're successful. But
2 seconds, I'm just going to shut the window. There's some noise going on outside.
Tottenham got their business done early, so Tottenham fans can relax. They've got players in, started the season well, and I'm sure they'll get stronger as the season goes on.
Right then, about your predicted side, mate, I do agree on that. I'd probably think for
arriving in London, his Chelsea
for
the deal is not
Mike.
done yet.
Mike won't drop. I think personally, Mike will not drop Langley, but I would probably go with Monty as well. But I think we should give Langley a bit of time. Definitely think he deserves the time. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But Tinks, I'd agree with you back for. Subs, I agree. I think Will start. I think Blackie will be. I think Blackie won't start. Obviously, came off against. I think he came off against Wealdstone, so Will's probably work himself back in. Aaron Moore, as I won't come into starting 11 again. I agree on that. Obviously, he's been injured, so he won't come in. Magny, yeah, get him out. Story being injured, a bit annoying, but strange one. I think that he might play Kenton as a right back or left back. Don't know what side Tiggs plays on, and play Magny. That Mike and Buster could do that. I really hope they don't. But oh yeah, sorry mate, that's what I meant. I meant to say he got suspended. I think he's out for one. How many games is he out for? Is he out for one? Hopefully he's one, because I know you're going to be suspended for like one. It could be any number. Hopefully only one. Forbes, yeah. Langley, yeah. Agree with that. Nice team. I think the only team players that Mike could not start. For the only things that Mike could change would be Monty, Gallagher. I think that's it really. But apart from that, mate, spot on. What do you think of Conor Pani? I know he's at Malta before he's our best player in pre-season. Mate, I totally agree with that. I think Conor Pani is absolutely phenomenal. He played really well in pre-season. Me and my dad both probably completely agree with that. But that's what we've been saying. He has definitely been our best player in pre-season. He's definitely played really well. I was shocked to see him go out on loan, but I would love to see him come back. I was watching the 3 youngsters that went out on loan: Kyle, Leachy, and Eddie. All went to play for Newcastle Benfield on loan. Kyle apparently got 3 man of the matches in a row. Eddie started. I think Leachy started as well. So both both of them, all three of them look like they are having good loan spells. I'd like to see them come back. One for Yellow, only suspend 2 for good that he's only there for 1 game. Get it back for Chesterfield. Opinions on Liverpool late goal. About that, he's added 5 minutes on. Let's get straight. He's added 5 minutes on. Port was down for 2 minutes, so you add 2 minutes on. You don't add 3 minutes on. Hey, that's not how it works. You add 2 minutes on for how much he was down for. You could say that corner shouldn't have been given. They should have blew the minute it went out, but I reckon it would have been controversy as well if he didn't let the corner come. But once he let that corner, whatever happened from that corner, the ref couldn't turn around and go, right, actually, full time once the ball went in the box. So it's one of them. And the fact he's given the corner, he's let the corner go ahead, I think it shows that whatever happens from that corner should count. But yeah, strange one. I don't think if you add 5 minutes on, then why play to the 90th minute? That's all. That's my opinion. So yeah, but good question, mate. Thank you, mate. Agree about Pani? Yes, for you, mate. Yeah, I totally agree. The fact that Hansi is still at it, I mean, we've not really seen him play. We saw him play in pre-season, but the fact that he's got announced during the season, like once the season kicked off, and Panny's out on loan at Morpeth, I think is a crime. I think Hansi should be out on loan. I think he should be having more experience than Panny, in my opinion. I'd love to see Panny come back. I'd love to see him. I think Panny, right, lads, any Gators fans, let me know, would Panny get into the starting 11? He might not start, but do you reckon he could work himself and get in the starting 11? And if so, who would he come into the starting 11 for? What's happening to Hans? He hasn't anything about him being injured. It's not been broadcasted, which I agree. Mike or Busted have not come out and said, right, Hansi's injured. But I definitely think that's what it was. Hansi was playing Dunstan the last season. Well, obviously, I think he should be out. I think Hansi probably needs a bit more experience. I think he should probably go out on loan, personally, in my opinion. Yeah, let me know what you all think on that.
He's done everything in the game, won everything. Now he's going to have to be a player that helps the younger players in and around the squad. It's not all about him anymore. The career he's had, nothing short of sensational, but he isn't a starter for Manchester United.
United are still. Chelsea have agreed loan deal with Juventus for Dennis Zakaria, as we touched on before.
They've had a busy transfer window, but after signing Alexander Isak for that club record £63 million, no more additions so far on deadline day. There has been a high-profile exit though.
It was a quiet deadline day here at
Keith Downey speaking now.
A busy window overall. They tried to bring in the young West Ham fullback Harrison Ashby on a permanent contract, but the Hammers were unwilling to let him leave after they failed in their pursuit for Jan Bednarek. Newcastle also inquired once again for Chelsea winger Christian Pulisic on loan, but were told by the Blues that he would not be leaving. They also fancied Conor Gallagher, but it was a similar situation with the young Englishman. It was a busy window though for Newcastle away from today. They smashed their transfer record a week ago today when Alexander Isak arrived at 58, rising to £63 million, following in the footsteps of Nick Pope, Matt Targett and Sven Botman. There was one high-profile exit from St James's Park today when Slovakian goalkeeper Martin Dubravka left on loan to Manchester United.
Yeah, Martin Dubravka
just what Keith Downey was saying there. Obviously, we pursued for Conor Gallagher and Pulisic. We were both told that they were unavailable to get, and the young West Ham player was unable to leave after their current, as they couldn't pursue for someone else. Fanny will come on around 75th minute from me, come on 40. Yeah, I think if you were to change that midfield, Pani would definitely be the one that comes on for, like, let's say he wouldn't come on, in my opinion, for Wardy or Ollie or something like that, in my opinion, personally.
Go on, hit the target. He does what I did. Jules called him the wrong name, puts it well over the bar as a nightmare.
Leicester, Leicester have lost again to Manchester United. 1-0 loss for them. They sit bottom of the Premier League with picking up no points from their first games.
How did Leicester go from here? 1 point in 5 games. It's the first time that Rodgers has lost 4 in a row in the league since his Swansea days 10 years ago.
Oh, it's worrying times for Leicester. It really, really is. They've got Brighton away on Sunday, which doesn't get any easier. Good team, yes, they lost last night. And Manchester United, 3 on the bounce. You see them against Southampton at the weekend.
Leicester have lost once again. 1-0 loss against Manchester United. Of what we've heard through Sky Sports, it should, I think Leicester could be in deep trouble. If they are to lose, if you're going to lose, Leicester will lose Maddison or something like that, then I definitely think that they could be in deep trouble, mate. Like deep trouble. But yeah, anyone else got any more questions? Keep them coming in. We are an hour in. I think it's about an hour and 8 minutes to go of the transfer window. Keep your comments coming in. Let's try. We will hopefully be live until the deadline of the transfer window. Keep the questions coming in. I'm loving all the questions. Anyone else want to do some? We could. Anyone else got any more questions? Anything else people want me to do?
Knew that they could maybe exploit the wide positions in Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson when they go forward. Use pacey forwards, and it worked for them. So it's a case of getting your tactics right for each game, having that desire.
Leicester could be in deep trouble, by the way. That's the one. Let me know what everyone's thoughts are about Leicester. Could Leicester be going down? Yes or no? Let me know, everybody, in the comment section down below.
Does that mean that Rashford will go central with Martial? You've got Ronaldo to go in this. You've got different options that you can mix things up, competition for places. So yes, they've spent a lot of money, so which means that straight away there's going to be pressure. But it's certainly looking more positive for Manchester United now than it was a few weeks ago.
I think, even when you, off the back of the Liverpool game, a lot of people are then saying you've 2 away games. Go to Southampton, go to Leicester, difficult grounds to go. They went there, they've got 6 points, so they're looking back home at the weekend against Arsenal.
Peterborough signed, this was announced a while ago, but Peterborough signed young defender Kel Watts from us. That's a good signing for them. Seen Jacob Chapman has signed for Salford. Yes, mate, I did see that. I think Jacob obviously was a good keeper for us. I thought he done quite well in the first half of the season, which was how much we had him for. And I definitely think he will do well. I don't know what Salford's like goalkeeping issues are or how they are. I'd like to see him playing as number 1. Would like to see him. Don't know if he will or if he'll get first team football. I hope he does so. I hope he's a starter for them. I think he deserves it. I think he's a good keeper as well. But yeah, Bradford have signed a winger, Tyrick White, on loan from Aston Villa until the end of the season. We go into the last hour now. Once Sky get back from their break, it will be go into the last hour of the transfer deadline. Let me know. Keep the questions coming in. We will be live until the deadline, and probably a couple minutes after the deadline is done. Let me know your club down below, and I will try and rate Langley may be recalled in January. Mate, he could well probably be. That's a good shout for you. I'm a fan of that. I wouldn't want to see him because I think that would end up probably doing a bit of damage on us. But definitely he could. If Newcastle's quite like, say we've got Pope, we've only literally got Pope and Dollar, in my opinion, right? imagine, I think we got Monty and Elliot, yeah? Say that one of them gets injured. You don't, and Gillespie says leaves the club at some point or something like that. I think Langley could get recalled, but I think it would have to be something drastic from to be recalled. But mate, you're not wrong. That could definitely happen. Who, in your opinion, the strongest front three when everyone's fit? Yours is Cameron, Mount, Alan. So we talking like where's on Sky Sports on the white bit on the bottom. Salford also signed midfielder Ethan Galbraith from Man United on loan. Salford signed attacking midfielder from Burnham on 2-year contract, someone called Bailey. Doncaster signed forward Max Waltman from Liverpool on season-long loan. Rochdale signed a forward from Stockport. Front three, my strongest front three would be, obviously you've got Campbell, Martin, Blackie, Will. Right, I'd say Will would probably be the first on my bench. Wait, hang on, just let me know. Our forwards are Will, Azza, Blackie, Campbell, and Tom. Is that right? Let me know if that's right, and then I'll say my strongest three.
You've been working from home, but your flatmate just took up the drums as a hobby. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. And Indeed CV helps you personalise your job search. And even helps the right job find you. Yes.
And 90. Right, well, I've not seen 90 play at all, so I don't know how good 90 is. So for me at the moment, I'd probably bench 90 and Will. I'd probably I'd start Campbell. He could this is what Mike could possibly do. He could honestly possibly play Mike could go right Campbell, Martin and Blackie. I just had a comment coming in on my phone saying Blackie, Campbell and Martin for somebody. Blackie, Campbell and Martin. Yeah, that's what I think that's what I was gonna say there. That's what I would go for personally. I think Tom. I'm a big fan of Tom, to be fair, and I think Tom will get his run of games. It's just whenever. But I think Blackie runs himself into the ground, and then he needs to, he gets tired, and then he runs himself in the ground, and then you make a sub off. But I think Martin I've seen him play once, and mate, he just worked his socks off. So I'd start Martin, Blackie and Campbell personally. Nike was playing at a lower team than National League North last season though. Yeah, I'm trying to think who it was. I can't think who it was, but yeah, you were alright there for your mate. Definitely want to see what Nike could do. I think United's been unlucky with when he's picked up his injury. I really feel for him. But I wonder when he'll come in. I think when he does get better fitness, he'll be eased in. He won't get started until a while. But yeah, mate, we're into the last hour of the transfer deadline of the summer. Some big breaking news. Liverpool have fully announced the signing of Arthur on a loan. Yes, mate, that's Safegate announced anyone. Will be keep my eye on Twitter. The Safegate announced anyone.
Formally announced that Arthur Melo has joined them on a season-long loan from Juventus. We can give you a bit of detail behind that deal as well. As we understand it, the season-long loan will mean that Liverpool will pay the majority of his wages through that time, although both clubs sharing a portion of his wages in that respect. but also the fact that there are no options included within that deal. But just to give you a little bit of background into Liverpool's thinking as well, as Jurgen Klopp has repeatedly said...
Arthur, I think that's a good signing. I'll put an... Alright, I'm going to end that poll on Chris Wood now. I'll put another poll up on about Arthur. What is everybody's thoughts on him? Is... Thoughts... Right, okay. Post will be up. What is everyone's thoughts on the signing of Arthur? Is that a good signing? Or is people not impressed? Let me know what everyone thinks.
That Liverpool really needed to strengthen within midfield urgently was not really felt or shared within the club. The fact of the matter was that
put three options. Good.
Is going to return at some point as well, but nevertheless,
I put good, bad, and good, bad, and need to see what you can do.
Within the market, and there was a desire there to sign the right player on terms that suited both their short-term and long-term ambitions. And if those kind of criteria was met, then they would look to move in the market as they have done today.
Front three, AC, Allen, and Martin. That's it. Yeah, I reckon he could also go for that. That's another good shout, one mate. That nice one for you.
Fabio Carvalho around the moment, Curtis Jones as well, was not blocked. So, as such, the preference throughout was, if possible, to recruit, I should say, a more experienced player who could fill a deep line midfield role. Arthur's availability on loan allowed Liverpool to achieve all of those objectives with his experience at the highest level, of course.
Yeah, I think front three he could also play that. Blackie is a great player, I think, but as you said then, if that's who you want about injury prone. Wait, are you on about? Let me know who you're on about. Is that about Blackie or is that about Arthur? Just let me know and I'll just clarify on that, mate.
Much needed reinforcement into that midfield area, particularly given the injury suffered by
but yeah, Blackie is running himself into the ground, but he's a very good player and will probably get subbed off the majority of the games at parts, so will be interested to see what he goes when he has every front like attackers fit.
He's in London for his medical ahead of a move to
Chelsea midfielder Bill Gilmore is having his medical at Brighton ahead of 10 million move from Chelsea.
Pleased to be back in London, very pleased to be back in the Premier League, very pleased to be back with Thomas Tuchel. Says he's going to do his best, try his hardest.
Hold on. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in Chelsea having his medical, reunited with Thomas Tuchel. If anyone else has any more questions, let me know in the comment section and I will answer them as we go into the last hour of the transfer deadline day. What is everybody's thought on this transfer? Out of all the transfer windows we've seen in the past, where would people rank this one as being a good transfer window overall, not just on your team? Like overall, how would you rate it?
Despite the best efforts of his security guard, we managed to have that brief word.
Support on the stream has been absolutely amazing. Thanks to everyone that has tuned in. It means so much. Support has been absolutely unbelievable. In the, about 5-6 months we have been doing this. So thanks very much. Thanks everybody. All your support.
You've got a lot to offer.
Yes, for sure.
6 months it has been. A big thank you to everybody. No beat last year's transfer window. Yeah, you know, I agree on that one, mate. I thought, obviously, with Messi and Ronaldo both on the move, I totally agree. Last year was a great transfer window.
Came to this clinic, he either hasn't been here before, or if he's been here before, he's forgotten about the layout because there is an underground car park. First of all, he's trying to get in the outway, so going down the ramp to a barrier which only let cars coming out the other way. So the barrier wouldn't open, so reversed out, sat there for a while, scratched his head. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and his entourage in the back all the time. Then went round the corner to the in ramp, but past the in ramp, missed it completely.
Keep the comments coming in. As we progress into the last hour of the transfer deadline day. Hope everyone's enjoyed the stream as we progress into the last hour.
So not the best start possible to his Chelsea career, but if he could start on the pitch like he started at Arsenal, if he started on the pitch like he started at Barcelona, then I'm sure he won't mind a little bit of a hiccup on his arrival here this evening.
Very good, Gary. Gary Cottrell. Thank you very much indeed. And I tell you what, I do hope for that driver's sake they don't miss the deal by about 5 minutes. We'll go back to bite him. I'm sure it'll be fine, and it would be a double deal for Chelsea on this deadline day because they have also agreed a loan deal with Juventus for the midfielder Denis Zakaria. He only joined Juve from Borussia Mönchengladbach in January this year. He's made 11 appearances for the Serie A club. He wanted to be playing first-team football, and he is off to Chelsea.
Zakaria is off to Chelsea. Chelsea have had a good window. Do you see what I'm gonna I haven't seen any clips, if there's been clips leaked, but I've heard what did happen, and to be fair, obviously I've heard that apparently they've been lucky to not have died or something, but whoever was on the motorbikes, what are you thinking? What absolute clowns. I know also some people were injured, some people were rushed to hospital and everything. Whoever that was, like, what are you thinking? Like, come on, you know what I mean? Idiots. But yeah, keep the comments coming in. I rant as much as possible.
That Aston Villa would listen to offers of around £20 million for the player because he hadn't really been starting games under Steven Gerrard. I think he's only started one game under Steven Gerrard, and he's out of contract in the summer. There was a lot of interest in him. Arsenal were willing to pay £25 million, but Aston Villa have said no, the player's not for sale, even though he's only got a year left on his contract.
Okay, and Melissa, you got a quick line as well.
Yeah, so we were just chatting about Memphis Depay and his people trying to push through an exit, intermediaries pushing him around, including to Chelsea. He's tweeted, "I have decided to stay at Barca, fully committed to contribute to the club's sporting success." I think that's also code for we left it too late in the window to get anything I wanted done.
Okay, and you?
I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
All right, you chill. And back to you, Jules.
I think it's the first time in the last 3 months that Darmesh hasn't had some news to bring us. He has so many breaking lines, but nothing right now. I'm sure there'll be more before we finish tonight. On that, Douglas Luiz, then, Arsenal were pushing for him this evening. 2 bids, the second one rejected by Villa. Can you understand
Offer signed for St Ked, not being a regular starter at Notts. I think Notts have got some great players, some great forwards. I don't think he's. I wouldn't. If I was manager, I wouldn't probably start Ked. I think Macca's better than him. Thing for me with Ked leaving us, Ked was probably in a shadow of Macca. I think Macca was better than him. Done more. But Ked had his moments, don't get me wrong, Ked was a great player as well. But Ked and Macca both went. Ked's now in the shadow of about 5 players. If Ked had stayed at Gateshead, I reckon Ked would have been the main man. He's a natural finisher. I reckon he would have been the main man of what Macca was. But yeah, Ked will get his time. You know, he scored at the weekend, but he will get his game time. Yeah. Hello, Freddie Moore. How you guys are going, Callum, mate? Hope you're doing all right. Thanks for dropping by.
To have him, to have that togetherness, because it's not been good at Aston Villa. The start hasn't been good. Steven Gerrard being under pressure, so you want to keep all of those players. But yeah, to score twice from a corner. But in fact, he did it in pre-season as well, so he scored 3 times from a corner. So we know he's a quality player. Like you say, he's probably not had the game time that he wants. And I just think that the amount of money that Arsenal have bid isn't enough for Aston Villa to let him go. With a year left on his contract.
Chris, just think about it.
Keep the questions coming on in the comments. Let me know what people want. Any content ideas. If you want me to rate clubs or who I would sign for clubs if there was more minutes, more weeks in the transfer window. Let me know and I'll answer as many as possible.
Good, very good. We'll be up there with the start of seeing we've got there with anyone. But when you start to get injuries, you pick up suspensions, then you're having to change it. That's when you maybe question Arsenal. You can understand why Mikel Arteta's tried to get that deal done. As you say, in and around that area there is some injuries there.
So on Sky's Twitter. Any more stuff? Arsenal's final bid worth around £25 million for Arsenal's Douglas Luiz has been rejected. I think that's more of just Villa want to sell. I definitely think Douglas Luiz might have wanted to go, but we'll never know.
You know what I'm saying? But they still, and Jules, they still got Vieira, their new signing who hasn't played, he can play in there. They still got Smith Rowe on the bench, and they still got Zinchenko. So even though you think you look and you don't have Partey, and he's missing El Neni, Zinchenko can go into midfield. You've seen him do that for his national team. You've got Tierney that can go to left back. So I still think they've bought.
That guy with the ponytail play a free agent comes in and say free agent. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate. He could be a free agent. That could be the case.
But if you go back to last season, Arsenal kind of tailed off when he got injured. You know, and you're then
yeah, that ponytail could be a free agent. Maybe he's just having a trial with either CV getting announced or not. Just another question coming on my phone about Gates said. I think for me, right, about the question, it was like, what's your thoughts on lack of concentration? That is what is causing us some issues. Lads, Sport Gates, and let me know in the comments. Do you agree with us causing like lack of concentration, errors costing us to goals? Let me know if that's what people agree with, but that's my opinion. If we are going to try and not win a game, because we can win a game by causing out like the mistake, but if we are going to try and stay up this week, we cannot afford to make mistakes every single week, because it'll come and cost you. It happened. I think he was unlucky, to be fair, when in against Wrexham. Greg Ollie missed pass, lack of concentration again. That's another one. I'm trying to think, but it's just focused until the last minute. Don't lack of concentration from minute one. From minute one to the final whistle, your concentration's got to be there if you are going to win the game. You know what I mean? You've got to be concentrated the whole game. Yeah, totally right. They had one chance. Their goal they scored, right, was their only chance they had. That is their only chance they had in that game, and it was turned into a goal. Do you know what I mean? Typical. Lack confidence as well, and I reckon there's a little bit of lack of confidence. I don't think there's loads, but I think there could be a little bit of confidence, in within the side. We go into the last 45 minutes of the transfer deadline day. Keep your comments coming in. Then Donker's interview there live, as he said. Magnet needs to be dropped, and I would start Elliot on Saturday. You would start, Callum. You would start Rob Elliot. Is that who you want about me? You would start Rob Elliot. Wow.
So 1 down, 1 to go for Aston Villa. Then Leander Dendoncker.
Wow, boys. If this is true, lads, big breaking news. If this is true, Newcastle have agreed a deal to sign Conor Gallagher. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano, 4 million loan fees, add-ons agreed with Chelsea for Gallagher with the young English midfielder. Agreeing personal terms. Gallagher to undergo medical in London to complete the move to us. If please, Fabrizio Romano, please. Breaking news, Sky. Could this be us? Could this be it? Oh, it's Memphis Depay. Jules, you got me excited, mate. Oh, Fabrizio, please be true. That could be true.
On these shores, but in the last couple of minutes, he has tweeted Memphis Depay saying, "I have decided to stay at Barca, fully committed to contribute to the club's sporting success."
I'm trying to find out. I will try and get more. Boys, I'm gonna try and follow up on that. That could be absolute massive big breaking news. Fabrizio Romano, please don't. Someone's just said it's fake. Is it fake? It is fake. Joke, man. So excited. I thought it was real because it had the very tick and everything. Oh man. Boys. Whoever sent me that's a joke. He just completely tricked us there.
There's something for everyone with all your favourite slots and table games. We know what matters. That's why your winnings are paid quick.
Oh.
Join today.
Oh.
£20 and play for 50.
Guess it was Charles as well, your mate. Oh, you got me excited. Oh, thought we had damn. I thought it was actually real.
The beauty of your hire home appliances is more than stylish aesthetics and impressive.
That's heartbreaking. I actually thought that was real.
Your refrigerator
Got soaked. I thought it was real as well.
is fresh.
Oh, that would have been a great. If we'd actually imagine we'd actually agreed that with 40 minutes to go. Yeah, I think it is, mate. It's just the fact that it looked like that had a verified sign as well, which you obviously would expect that Fabrizio has, if you know what I mean. Keep your questions coming in. 40 minutes to go until the deadline. Everton have signed James Garner from Manchester United for £15 million. I don't like Everton, I don't like Manchester United, but I'd like to see that young kid, James Garner, do well for Everton. Keep your comments and questions coming in the channel. Keep them in the comment section and I'll answer as many as possible. It's been a great live stream. I've enjoyed every minute of it, boys. Hope you've all enjoyed it. I get well. 40 minutes to go.
Get free Sky Fibre broadband. You can choose award-winning Sky Fibre broadband free for 3 months, or double it 6 months free.
Just ran down to my dance. Mate, I thought the exact same. I thought we were actually going to do it, but because Sky came up with big breaking news, I thought that was it. Obviously, then Depay, but I thought that they went around for a break, because I thought they'd just say it after, but clearly not. Clearly, it was just a fake account. Absolutely devastating. Thought it was true. Gutted that, because that would have been that would be a great signing. Absolute heartbreak. Let me know if there was another week or so left of the window. Who would you sign for your club? Who's one player you would sign? Another thing that's annoying, I know João Pedro might not get into the starting 11, but we've signed João Pedro, right? Everyone was saying that, like, oh, great deal and everything, but like it went down. Like, it's not like it was never even a thing. You know what I mean? Last minute of transfer deadline day. What a day it's been. Great live stream tonight. It's been phenomenal. 40 minutes to go. Let's see if any more big breaking news is to come through. For anyone. Sky are back live. Let's see what they've got to say.
The deadline is racing towards us, and there's news of another signing at Everton. That is the breaking news.
Yeah, big breaking news. Just confirming Everton signing for James Garner. Oh, hello.
A good day for midfielders as far as Everton are concerned, having brought in Idrissa Gana Gueye. He returned to the
Let's have a look here. We've got to see.
For a fee of around about £2 million. Everton have concluded the deal now for James.
Yeah, just James Garner being announced there. I think he's the one for the future. It'll be interesting to see what Lampard can do. Obviously, he's probably been through the same route as what him. He's obviously been a great player. Frank Lampard was a great midfielder. Let's see if he can turn him into a great midfielder as well. Best gated 11 this decade so far. Brad James, Tinkler, Williamson, Jay Cooper, Alex Nuttson for Golly, Owen Bailey, Nicky Dix, Adam Cranwell, Scott Marker. Right, for me, my knowledge on Gateshead isn't great for the past 10 years, but I've watched loads of stuff on YouTube, and Lee and people have told me stuff. So I know that Brad James is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he played when we beat Bradley on penalties and then lost to Boston in the playoffs. Am I right? Because if so, I'd agree. I think he's, for what he's done that pen shootout and probably throughout the whole season, definitely agree, mate, with that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right there. He's just worked his heart out every game. He's absolutely phenomenal. Definitely, he'd already had a spell before he came back. Mike, yeah, definitely. I think Mike has got to be in, obviously, for what he's done for the club. Alex Nicholson, another great servant of the club. Greg, yeah, definitely. Owen Bailey, yeah. David Hicks, I think he played. Did he play with Brad James in that year when we went to the playoffs with against Boston and Bradley? Let me know if I'm right there again. Adam Campbell, yeah. And then Matter and Ked, yeah, I agree. Matter and Ked, Matter definitely big in. Ked, yeah, I'd probably give him it.
Every set piece, he's a player that will play the ball forward, holding midfield, you would say. And then Nottingham Forest brought him in, and I had just half a season with him. He was brilliant. Getting on the
Lads, who does everyone think will win the National League? A lot of teams up for up there, probably going to be fighting for it. Let me know what everyone thinks.
I saw some comments from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from a couple of years back, and he likened him to Michael Carrick. You see that?
That's good. That's good news after you, mate. If he isn't wearing the academy thing.
Yeah, he gets on the ball, sits in front of the back four, breaks things up, but he plays forward. But Michael Carrick,
let me know.
Big shoes to fill. The same kind of player as in he sits in front.
Look, it's when Wrexham. That's a good chat, mate. I reckon Wrexham are. I reckon they could be up there definitely. For me, probably between the three sides, I'd go Wrexham, Notts, and Chesterfield. Probably be up there for me. Let me know. Let me know your three best sides in the league. Who you think will be up there?
Just again going in another real workhorse who's going to get a bounce who can play. But James Garner will be the guy who the centre halves will look to play into, get on the half turn, and try and start the attack for Everton.
Okay, so James Garner is in at Everton, £15 million joining just at Garner Gate. 2 new midfielders for Frank Lampard. Now earlier on, Jadon Sancho scored the winner for Manchester United as they beat Leicester.
Leicester are in trouble, in my opinion. Big trouble. About 35 minutes to go. We'll go through a lot of the deals happening today.
With the option of an additional year, and it's reunited with the United boss Eric.
Obviously, Anthony's announced today. Akanji from Dortmund to Manchester City. James Garner there. Wrexham, Notts, and Barnet if they keep it up. Yeah, Barnet is a good shout. They've had a good start of the season. But yeah, if Barnet can keep it up, they could be up there. Freddie, keep us updated on what Bramano is putting. Yes, mate, will do. I'm gonna go on. I'm on his Instagram now. Gonna just stick notifications on him there to see if anything comes through. 7 minutes ago, he posted Aston Villa have rejected one more proposal from Arsenal for Douglas Luiz. Arsenal still not left negotiation, but it looks really complicated with Aston Villa now. Just on James Garner there. Memphis Depay has decided to stay at Barcelona and is fully committed. Yeah, I reckon he could have that's heartbreaking looking at Dubravka and Man United kit. Yeah, Chesterfield may have a good run.
Thank you so much, and it's a very exciting time for me. So it's a massive step in my career again, and so I'm happy to be here.
When did you become aware that the move might be on?
I would say a week ago.
Just see if yeah, 40 was. Yeah, probably then if a captain took over the playoffs. If we were to get promoted to the National League. Fabrizio Morano was just posted. Bamba Dieng has failed medical at Nice and the Leeds deal hijacked. It's the most incredible story of the day. Wow, that's mad. So as I think it's right, he was close to having a medical release. Nice hijacked it and then will not be going there because of his medical. Nightmare for him.
The day started with 2 senior departures from the football club, with Oriol Romeo leaving after 7 years and Jack Stevens moving to Bournemouth.
Yeah, squad Newcastle snatch him up. We might as well try and. I doubt we will now, but if there was a bit more time, I reckon Newcastle probably could have, if they wanted him, could have done try and snatch him up there. Southampton deals over the they have lost Oriol Romeo, who has left to the Liga side, I think Spanish side. Maitland Niles signed on a season-long loan, I think it was, for Southampton, and also a defender from Manchester City. Keep the comments in. About half an hour ago until the deadline. Doesn't look like any more signings. It looks like they've all been announced now. Is that the correct Newcastle? Some news coming out of Newcastle. I can't tell. I think this is the right Newcastle account. Yes, 2.2 million followers here. Newcastle can confirm that Federico Fernandes has left the club to join LCF. Thank you and good luck. Newcastle United say to Federico Fernandes. I remember one. It's hard to say, but I remember one real big thing from what he done was he obviously scored in a win against Southampton. He scored a last minute goal, I think it was.
Nottingham Forest, they passed that ages ago. They've already signed 19 players, of course, during this window. And Michy Batshuayi could be about to become number 20. Let's get to Kirsty Edwards, who can talk us through the deals. Good evening, Kirsty.
Ooh, Trevor, that's a different one. I don't think I've seen him linked. That'd be a class team, by the way, mate. That'd be great.
And since they announced the signing of Willy Bolly at 1 o'clock today, it's felt like 23 years, waiting for these further signings to be announced. We are still waiting for confirmation. Work still going on. These could go right.
Could be a 20th signing for Nottingham Forest. Looks like it'll be Michy Batshuayi from Chelsea. Very experienced striker. Will be good to see what he could do for Nottingham Forest. See if he can chip in. Would it be hard for Stevie Cooper to see either he can keep all of the players happy? Where's the financial fair play? Yeah, mate, I totally agree. How can you sign 23 players? Maybe because of the price with loans. I mean, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but if the price, the financial fair play is where you spend so much. If you were to sign players on loan and money, then maybe it doesn't count as like not like you're breaking financial fair rules. But if it's a cap of money, which I think it is, if they spent over that money, then I totally agree. That's unfair.
Expecting that if he does sign here, which they're hoping he will do before the deadline, that he'll then go out immediately on loan to Olympiacos. So he's a player that, as I say, Steve Cooper really keen.
Right then, as we go, what was the Heat 11 from 2020 or from the past 10 years?
Earlier today with Willy Bolly signing.
The past 10 years, I think it was, mate. I think that's right.
Before the deadline, and then of course
yeah, I totally agree with that as well. One. I'm going to do another poll in a second. Well, actually, no. Let me know in the comment, right? Who are your best best striker signing of the window?
From Nottingham, we've been on Merseyside, we've been in Southampton. Next, we're going to go a little closer.
Your options are right. Jesus, Haaland, Darwin Núñez, or Alexander Isak. Don't be biased, lads. Don't be biased. Just let me know in the comments. I'll put a poll up as well of it as well. Don't be biased. Just tell me your honest opinions of the best striker signing of the window.
Now, there was a lot of interest in Dan James. Spurs, for instance, contacted Leeds, I think, at the end of last season about trying to take him on loan.
Right, let's have a look. So we got Isak, Haaland, Núñez.
Okay, Melissa, Artur, we've got an update on that.
Yes, Juventus have put
Isak, Haaland, Núñez, and Jesus.
They say there's a 4.5 million euro consideration
right, boys.
fee, and then for the loan deal, and then Liverpool.
The poll is up. Best striker signing of the window. Go and vote in the section of the poll. Let me know what everybody's thoughts are. Don't be biased, lads. Let me know what everyone's thoughts are actually.
You got anything for us, Doms?
Well, there could be a big late.
Alright, Drew, how's it going, mate?
A late
last half an hour of the deadline. Also, make sure to vote on that one, Joe. How's it going, mate? Hope you're alright.
We know what's happened throughout the day.
Yeah.
He was supposed to go to Leeds, had a change of heart, went to Nice instead. Went to Nice for a medical. Now, there are reports emanating from France, which are being picked up here now. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it to find out whether it's true or not. And that is
Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Don't forget to put notifications on if you are new and haven't missed out and don't want to miss out on any more live streams or Newcastle, Gateshead,
failed his
We
medical
sent a
or not.
lot of WhatsApps
Yeah,
there, and
this-
we've had nothing.
or stuff like that.
Hopefully,
Get that quite a lot.
hopefully you will get a reply on Baba Dieng ASAP. Right,
Exactly, yeah.
we'll update you on
He
that.
had a very good debut, as I was saying before. Very good debut.
Less than 30 minutes to go now until the deadline shuts. We are still waiting to hear if Chelsea have completed the signing of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, one of the big deals we were waiting for. This was him earlier, arriving for his medical in central London. His minders didn't want you to get a look at him, but we did. Our cameras and Gary Cottrell were there. Gary caught a few words with him as well. So he's looking forward to reuniting with Thomas Tuchel.
Haaland has been absolutely amazing. No votes for Nunes. Isaac had a better debut at Anfield than Nunes, just to point out, boys.
Sky Sports News, proudly sponsored by Unilever. Lunch. No fun. The KFC. Lunch is kind of a big deal. Get the Twister wrap of the day. Just $1.98.
Nah, we let him score to make him.
He,
His goal was good though, you can't lie, his goal was good. If the Heat would have made a sign in what position we'd like to be. That's a good question. Good question for you, mate. Your question has been good tonight. Another good one there.
Not anymore.
I think not a keeper. I think possibly a centre back. But if you look at now, we've got Story, Magne, who else was this? We've got Louis Story, Magne, Ethan, and the new kid we signed tonight. Maybe a centre mid. I think we're alright for attacking options. We've got 5 good attacking options. Possibly a centre mid, I think, would be a good shout. Um, 26 minutes to go on the transfer deadline day. Not as good window as last year, but definitely been a good window. Better one for Newcastle than we had last year. Anyone going to Chesterfield away, boys, let me know. I will be going to Chesterfield away, so I'll have a match day vlog up for that one as well. "26 minutes to go about now. Dying seconds of the window."
All these tubs of chocolate are ready to for £7. Morrison's. Make good things happen. It's simple.
Keep questions coming in. Where do you think Newcastle and Gateshead will finish? Good question, mate. I think Newcastle. I don't know if I'd give. I don't know if I'd give it a specific spot. But if I was to choose, I'd probably say Newcastle will finish between these spots, be like 8th to 10th. No, sorry, 10th to 7th, right? Most realistic would probably be 9th or 8th, but I like to think 8th. And like for Newcastle, if Gateshead, I'll go. For Gateshead, I'll go 15th. I said 12th before, but I don't think that now personally.
Nailed it. Sky Sports News, proudly sponsored by Unilever.
24 minutes to go in the transfer window. Chelsea are racing to try and sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Barcelona before the 11th
Hello.
deadline. Will they do it? Michael Bridge is at Stamford Bridge for us. Michael, what's the latest?
Hi, Jules.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
My colleague Gary Cotton quick word with him earlier ahead of his medical Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. We're nearly in
You see, they've just.
territory, but a few little bits to sort out. Then I'm
They've just
expecting
signed one of.
the official confirmation that Thomas
Oh,
Tuchel
well,
has got his out and
wait,
out
the
striker.
Heat. If the Heat just signed someone,
Aubameyang returns to London. This time it's West London and not.
then Feed will
North
finish
London.
around
So stay
16th. Yeah, agree with that one, mate.
Sports News will let you know first when we get the confirmation that Aubameyang is a Chelsea player and Thomas Tuchel finally gets the striker he wants. But it could be a double deadline day delight for Chelsea because, of course, we've said all day that Thomas Tuchel wanted a midfielder and they're close to getting it because Dennis Zakaria has just finished his medical. He's on a season-long loan from Juventus with an option to buy at the end of the season. He's only featured 11 times for Juve, but he had a good spell at Borussia Mönchengladbach and he looks like a good cover option in that central midfield. He's got a good tackle, pacey, his work rate's fantastic as well. And Thomas Tuchel said as well, he said after the Southampton game, he needs more bodies. So stay with us as we get ready to announce 2 new signings at the bridge.
Michael, thank you very much indeed.
Reggie, I hope that suit is waterproof. It's absolutely roasting out here, friend.
Oh, right.
No words needed. Well done, Michael. Well done. Right, the deadline is, we're racing towards it, 22 minutes to go. Let's get back to Bella. We've got more news. Bella.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jules. Carvey, you've got an update for us on Billy Gilmore.
Yes, I feel like a medical correspondent reporting on all these medicals, but it's good news. Billy Gilmore, I'm being told, has passed his Brighton medical. That means he will complete his £10 million permanent transfer from Chelsea. That is also good news for Rangers because I believe they've got a 20% sell-on clause on the profit. I'm not exactly sure how much that.
My dear Jacob's praise now a new loan signing too. Yeah, lads, thoughts on the new loan signing for Gateshead? I saw someone saying that he's got live up to Matty's what Matty done. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on the new signing.
Chelsea and Brighton, another deal that's going to be announced pretty soon. Billy Gilmore will be a Brighton player.
Okay, anyone reply to your WhatsApps yet?
Very good.
I'm actually being serious.
No.
So there's conflicting reports still.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. 20 minutes of the till the deadline, and if you're new, hit the notification bell as well to not miss any of don't miss out on anything of Gateshead or Newcastle related on the channel.
Thanks very much, Bella. And let's just remind you of the breaking news in the last 30 minutes. Liverpool announcing Arthur Melo has joined them on a season-long loan from Juventus. This was the way they did so. No option to buy. No obligation to buy. There is the option that Melissa was telling us about earlier for €37.5 million if Liverpool decide to take up that option, €4.5 million fee. And on Arthur Melo, Michael, he plays in the same Brazil team as Fabinho. Might that have been a key factor in Klopp's thinking?
I think the key factor would have been injuries to Thiago. You see Henderson going off last night, so I think you need cover in that position. James Milner's not getting any younger, the career he's had. Yeah. I just think you need cover. So the connection with the Brazil, yes, I see that, but I think it will be down to the injuries that occurred with Thiago that you can pick up. Champions League football, lots of games, you need to be competitive, so he needed cover in that position. At the moment in time, couldn't be playing.
Yeah, I mean, adding him to the signings of Darwin Núñez much earlier in the summer, Fabio Carvalho, was the winner last night. So, I mean, where are
Let me
Liverpool
see.
in terms of competing against Manchester City?
I'll end that pool in a second.
Squad that they've assembled now.
Man City just look phenomenal, don't they? But I think you look back to not even that long ago, we were talking about Liverpool doing the quadruple with the squad that they've got. Yes, they've had a lot of injuries and injuries to some of the sort of players, but to add in Carvalho, I think is a great young talent. Watched him a lot in the Championship. Yes, it's a big step up going to Liverpool. We saw the impact that he made last night against Newcastle. Núñez, again, we know the qualities that he's still got.
Yeah, I agree with that view, mate.
Bring quality to that side. I think a lot of Liverpool fans were disappointed to see Mane go. Top quality player, as we all know. He's scored important goals. He's been key to Liverpool for a good number of years. But I just think that Manchester City at the moment just look up there. But I don't think we can forget how close Liverpool were to quadruple last season.
If you were to bring back a lone player for Gateshead, lads, who would it be that you bring back? Let me know.
They might say they wanted to go and stuff like that, but yeah, I just think when you've got people like that, you've got to do your best to keep them. And by the way, they might have done that and they might have wanted to move on, but you know the numbers that Sadio Mane racked up at Liverpool were unbelievable. And you know it's not just the goals he scored. I think he was a real team player. No, even if it wasn't, he was still creating, he was still working. And I think there's maybe one thing, Liverpool, the intensity doesn't seem to be there in the play, and that was one thing that Sadio Mane brought to there. You know, one, pressing, but two, prepared to run in behind without the ball. He's closing down. You know, he's a big miss for them. Big miss.
Jota being out of the team as well.
Yes.
We talked about when he came in.
Firmino's come back in and done well.
Been magnificent.
Yeah.
You see goals at the weekend, goal last night. He's brilliant for them.
Yeah.
You lose what Jota has. You lose Mane. And
You haven't done any business, been busy today. No mate, not much business done for Newcastle. We were looking to sign an under 21 player from West Ham, but because of West Ham's business we were unable to West Ham were reluctant to sell him, so no signing there, unfortunately.
Will be a good signing. Firmino's good, and I think they got Diaz. Diaz is a hell of a player. Everyone talks about Liverpool, and yeah, yesterday I think it's a huge result. I think that'd be a big turning point in their season, because if they had only drawn that or even lost that game, City would have been ahead this early on in the season, and we all said it last season. They were miles ahead, and Liverpool can close the gap. I think it's a big result for them, and the addition of Arthur in that is all their injured players will come back. Liverpool will be fine this season.
Hang on Mane, you're the chairman then, Chairman Clinton. He comes to you and says, Mr. Morrison, I want to go. You can't keep me out, I want to go.
Well, then you have to let him go, because obviously,
Boys, get the questions coming in. Last 15 minutes of the deadline. I'd like to see everybody's what everybody's questions and what everybody thinks.
I've got other players. I've bring in Nunez. I've got Luis Diaz. I've still got Salah. I've got Firmino. I've got Jota. I've got a lot of attacking options. So yeah, I let him go. But in my world, my chairman world, with my chairman head on, I keep everyone. But Sadio Mane is outstanding. But that's why I'm elite.
What a thought, by the way. What was in that coffee you just had?
Listen, we miss Sadio Mane. He's a top player, but we can't keep talking about him. Liverpool have brought excellent players in. It's time to move on. He's a top player. They do miss him, but they've got exciting young players in that squad.
And it is time to move on for us as well, because we have 16 minutes to go to the deadline. I want to focus on Everton, surprisingly. Two new midfielders.
Dan James. Richie Romano has just said that Dan James completed medical as new Fulham player. Deal agreed, while he's working on new signing after Dieg's story.
On a 2-year contract. Of course, he spent 3 years at the club between 2016 and 2019.
What better feeling than coming back home, seeing my some brothers here, and I'm very happy to be here to help and to work hard and to give my soul for it.
Just Gallagher is back at Everton. Breeze returned home. You know, when the gates are saying someone else do it either 8 o'clock. Yeah, I agree. No deadline for us to sign 3 transfers till March, I think. Yeah, I think that's the case.
I cannot feel better in a better place than Everton, so that's why I
keep the comments coming in the comment section down below. Let me know who you support and who you would have wanted just into Brittany's on Sky.
From Eric Ten Hag after Manchester United's win against Leicester tonight. Ronaldo started on the bench for the 3rd game in a row, came on later on in the game, and we've been talking in the studio here about what the next few months might look like for Ronaldo. He's clearly staying at the club. Ten Hag was asked by our man Rob Dorset if Ronaldo needs to accept that he may only have a bit part play in United's starting 11 from here on in, and Ten Hag replied, no, with all the games to come, he will have a big part.
Wow, so Ten Hag was asked if Ronaldo needs to accept, he will only have a little part of in the squad, but Ten Hag says no, he will have a big start. big words
Right,
there.
can you believe it? We have got 14 minutes left till the window shuts. Next, we're going to be live to Fulham.
2-1 to us, mate. I hope you're right. I think we could honestly win at the weekend. I think we will. I think that's we'll pick our first win this weekend. Lads, let me know your predictions. Everyone else's predictions for the game. At the weekend. For Newcastle and Gator, let me know both of them in the comment section.
Sky Sports News, proudly sponsored by Uniplayer.
Steve Downey just reports something on Twitter. Feels like Leeds have dodged the bullet with Bamba Dieng. He's been pushed on Newcastle. The last 2 to 3 deadline days to know after finally gets to move to the Premier League of Leeds today, choosing Nice instead, and fails to board his private flight that fails his medical. Offer deal as buy clause of 37.5 million. Wow, big price tag on him if Liverpool wanted to sign him on a deal. Hope so. Yeah, totally agree, mate. Injuries would like to see them clear up soon, mate. Keep the comments coming in, boys. We're trying to answer as many as possible.
And assisted by Hire's Holland, the food you serve is delicious. Hire, connected to the extraordinary. Some drivers are part of something special. Their road trip.
Aaron Martin is a huge miss for us. Yes, mate, I totally agree. With what I've seen of him when I was in the ground against Barnet, I've only seen him play once, but he ran his socks off. He done excellent. He pressed every ball. All the loose balls, he was there to pick them up. He done so well. He was absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. It was devastating when he got injured. It was really annoying to see him go down injured. Like, Mickey, do you know when he's back? Yeah, I was just gonna say, does anyone know when he is back fit or not?
When everything else seems to be going up, we make our prices little, and sometimes even littler, on everything from humble spuds to British roast to cheeky chilies, from little favourites to big brands. So from milk to your weekly shop, you could get more from Lidl. Now that's big on quality, and always Lidl on price.
1-2 weeks from Martin. Yeah, actually, I'm sure. I think I spoke to him on Instagram. I also spoke to 90 as well. 90 said he would be back in a couple of weeks of when I last spoke to him. I'm sure Aaron Martin said the exact same. It would be great to have all the players fit. I think that's what we are really crying out for. Have a full fit squad. Would be great to see, like because obviously we even started the season with injuries, so it'd be great to see a fully fit side. Did you speak to Jarvis? No, mate, I have not spoken to Jarvis, which I'm annoyed about. I'm going to try and find him next game. Because I'm at the Palace game again, so against Chesterfield, if I can see him then, or even against Bournemouth, if he isn't back by then, I'll try and speak to him in person. If not, I will try and speak to him on Instagram as well. Totally agree with my man of the match. Dagging him too, hoping he was fifth sided. Jan Josh on the bench would be great. Totally agree, mate. It'd be great to have Dan Jarvis back. Obviously, he hasn't played one game in the National League for us so far, so it would be great to see him back. 10 minutes remaining in the transfer window. We are closing in. Keep them comments coming in for the last 10 minutes.
Right, we're getting into the dying moments of this deadline day.
Reporter at Fulham speaking now.
With Fulham, for the next year, it's a very exciting deal for them. The 27-year-old Brazilian international has obviously played at Tottenham before, is familiar with London, and will be a very exciting addition for the Fulham squad, and I'm sure fans are looking forward to it.
Thank you very much indeed to Fadumo on what's happening at Fulham. Yeah,
So Fulham have signed a striker. He is Brazilian, called Carlos Vinicius. You might remember him. He played for Tottenham a couple of years back. 9 minutes to go in the window.
What is happening with Bamba Dieng?
What a day he's had. He started off at the Nice airport. Yeah. and it was on his way to Leeds.
That's what we done last Thursday. He was chopping at the bit to be involved. Mate, it's great. It just shows how much he wants to be involved, and I think he'd be a great player for us. I don't know. He probably won't come straight in at like against whenever he's back fit. He won't come straight into the team, but I definitely would bring him in and introduce him injury, not in like introduce him when he's fit. Lads, would you start Dan Jarvis over anyone in the starting 11?
The medical hasn't been passed, and it looks like the deal is off. But the person I'm speaking to, I think retained a little bit
Makes it talk that night he would be fit for beginning of December, and Jarvis would be great. That's absolutely great news, mate. Not Jarvis. I mean, Jarvis news is great, but not so on 90. Let's have a recap of all the gated signings then. Let's go through. Obviously we had, let's think, so we had Langley, Tom, Kenton, Ethan, Tom, Langley, Kenton, Jarvis, 90, Martin, Ethan, I think I might have said him twice, Owen, and the new centre back today. Let me know who you think who, in your opinion, lads, who has been Gateshead's best signing of the summer, and who's played of who you think is going to be our best signing as well. Yeah, 90 more long term, I agree with that one as well. Who's so far, lads? Who's been the best signing? Like in your opinion, out of all the players of Gates have signed, who's been the best signing so far? And then come out of the season, who do you think will be our who would you think would have been the best signing? Let me know. Yeah, totally agree, mate. That's mine. Kenton's been absolutely spot on. He's been so good.
Take a good break. Okay, Jules, back to you.
Thank you, Maddie. Yes, they've had their finger on the pulse, that is for sure. It turns out we've got a couple of breaking stories for these two reporters.
Ooh, here we go.
What have you got, Clinton?
Do a lot. I can do quite a lot as well. Josh Bowler is done. Yeah, he's done. Signed for Nottingham Forest.
What should we believe?
And then he's going on loan to Olympiacos. Believe me, because this face that never lies. And I've got this magic phone, and this phone never tells. It always tells the truth.
Okay.
Josh Bowler.
Fair enough, Clinton.
Don't come to me, Jules. Don't come to me. No, I don't come to me.
Okay.
My favourite players.
I tell you what you can give us though is your opinion on Dan James.
Well, I've got a couple for different reasons. So basically, on the footballing side, really, mine would be either Maka of mine was basically Maka last season, right? Of my player, Corey Langstaff. So basically, mine was Maka probably last season. This season I would have said Kenton. I look at, I think he's absolutely great, spot on. Spoke a bit on Instagram as well. But overall, mine have been Maka, Kenton, and then my three players a bit away from football have been a bit away. Obviously, these are all great players, but a bit away from football. Mine would have been Wardy, Greg, and Campbell. So my favourite five were Ollie, Wardy, Campbell, who else? Kenton and Maka.
More than happy with it. No, the big thing for me would be that
lads, I think that FA Trophy, as you just touched on there, I think that could be a real thing we should try and go for, in my opinion. I think we should try and progress as far as we can, that, in my opinion, personally. Don't know what all you think, but that's personally what I think.
Being able to, when you're coming at that championship...
Jan Benderek has joined Aston Villa from Southampton, reports from Fabrizio Romano.
They knew they were up a long time before anybody else. They could go and get the signings in the doors. It does help. And you've got to look at it. They've got most of the business done, with the other ones that came up a scramble around trying to get some stuff done themselves.
I'm just hearing, I don't think the transfer trio are happy with Clinton treading on their toes. Territory. I'm going to go back to Bella.
That is exactly right. Carver, you've got time for one very quick update.
Clinton's making it like it's exclusive. We'll be talking about Josh Bowden's hourly about 2 months. Quickly, we told you Billy
Long
Gilmore
term, I think
is
Aaron
going to
Allen will be
Brighton from
excellent. Adam
Chelsea.
Campbell, Elliot Forbes, and Ollie Meyer two faves in the team at the minute. Forbes is a Rolls Royce of a player when he's fully fit. You watch. Yeah, I think over the past 2 years, for me personally, I think Forbes has been very unlucky with injuries. Definitely. Obviously, I think the start of last season up until like December time or even further, he was injured. He's had an injured start of the season. Now, I think he's been very unlucky with injuries.
Billy Gilmore, Chelsea to Brighton, obviously they've lost a couple of players.
Yeah, keep the comments coming in. Loving the comments that everyone's sending
I think
in.
it's a good move for him. It's an opportunity to go and kickstart his career. For whatever reason, I don't think Norwich was the right move.
What's
for him
friend
last
Forbes
year.
fully
They're always
fit?
going to be
Would you go
struggling.
to a back
They're now seeing
five?
Billy Gilmore get into a team,
I'm not sure because you could honestly play right Story, Kenton, and maybe someone else. Play Owen and Tinks as your fullbacks.
As I said, it's an opportunity to kickstart his career. I'm surprised Brighton have not went and got another striker.
I'm not sure where would you play Forbes in that back five? Would you play him as a wing back?
They played without Welbeck. They left him at the starting 11 last night as well. You feel as if maybe another striker there. So I'm sure Brighton fans will maybe be looking for another striker to come in. But Billy Gilmore's an excellent addition for them and someone who I think will suit into that style of play. We know how good Brighton's recruitment has been over
Yeah,
the
and you
years,
get
so
anything
it's
from
the case.
that.
And, again,
I remember that's got Brad
getting
Screamer.
hold of Casado and that is because he was linked with moves away as well. There's, it's been impressive window.
Forbes left side of 3 central defenders. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
They should be extremely proud of it.
We've talked about the teams that have come up tonight. We talked about Forest, we talked about Fulham. We've got about 30 seconds or so, so you just have a quick word.
2 minutes to go until the deadline. What has streamers been an absolutely phenomenal sport in the stream's been amazing. Keep the comments coming in for the last 2 minutes. Forbes, yeah, totally agree. Forbes is quite like versatile in my opinion. If any Heat fans want to join my fantasy league, I'll put a link in a minute. No worries. Join his FPL league, boys.
It's what they need, but it was a positive result to get a draw after the hammering to Liverpool. It was positive not to concede and to just make sure that you can start building from that and trying to build a little bit of confidence. But yeah, I am a little bit worried.
Let's just remind
Keep
you
the.
where we are at the moment. The deadline
We'll
is
go
in.
through some signings whilst the deadline comes across to the end. Obviously, the start of the day, Anthony and Akanji were announced early on. Ben Direk has signed for Aston Villa from Southampton. A couple of our signings there.
Instead, he's headed up to the Midlands and Aston Villa, who of course signed Leandro Dendoncker.
James Garner has went to thing. A minute and 10 seconds to go. It is 11 o'clock. The deadline is short. Sky Sports is a thing a bit behind, but it is 11 o'clock. As you can see there. Hang on, there we go. Wait a second. You can see there. 23 o'clock. It is the end of transfer window. Well, window's been for Newcastle, and it's over. Everybody take a breather. Let's just all take a breather. Let's all just calm down.
De Jong went on so long, but went nowhere. Fofana got his move. Ronaldo didn't.
Fofana, another great move, as Sky just touched on there. 30 seconds to go on Sky. It is 11 o'clock. 11:01 now. The window is completely done. Newcastle, I'm just going to run through Gates and Newcastle signed it, and then that we'll call it a night there. Gates said, hang on, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it is shut on Sky Sports. The window is closed. Let's just run through Gateshead and Newcastle signing. We'll go Newcastle first. Obviously, Botman, statement signing, great signing. Isaac, another great signing. Pope and Matty Target, all 4 great signings. Think they'll do really, really well for us this season. Gateshead, whole host of players. We had Langley, Kenton, Ethan, Tom, 90, Martin, Owen, a lot of other players. Great windows for both of the North Newcastle and thing. Obviously, Aubameyang is signing for Chelsea. Zachariah is also signing for the Blues. Arsenal had a great window of Jesus and a couple of Zinchenko also went there. Spurs got their business done in the early stages. We touched Basuma, Perisic, all great signings there. Yeah, been a great window for Fana, got his move. Window absolutely good window for the two north east sides I follow. Yeah, sport tonight has been absolutely phenomenal. Boys, I've loved absolutely every second. Your questions have been amazing as well. Everyone, thanks for all your support so far over the past 6 months. I forgot to do something when it was 6 months, but it's been around 6 months of the channel of existence. Massive thanks for all of your support. No worries, mate. Take care. Thanks for dropping by, everyone. Big thanks to everyone that came and supported the stream tonight. It means a lot. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new. Turn the notifications on so you do not miss any Newcastle or Gateshead content. See that, mate? All support's been absolutely amazing. Everyone, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next stream or video. Take care, everyone. Bye.